Hey, this is Tim here with Expert Power Wash. We're at the back of the shop here, our testing grounds, and I have another 8-foot skid here to show you guys. I'll show you all the details. Let's take a look. All right, here we are. This is a 8-foot heavy-duty aluminum skid, and I'll show you some of the gussets and things I'm talking about when I say heavy-duty. This is not a bolt-together 1/8-inch aluminum skid. This is the real deal. Kind of give you a walk around, show you what's on here, and then we'll jump into the details. Back of the skid. Here's the side. We'll start over here at the pressure washer. So this is one of our custom built pressure washers. We try not to use any off-the-shelf pressure washers unless it's a special request from the customer. I'd say 95% of our builds feature our custom machines. Let me show you this right here. So this is a 5.5 gallon per minute Honda gear drive machine. All of our custom machines are gear drives. And what that is, you got the engine, obviously, you have the gearbox, and then you have the pump. What we do here is we remove the unloader from the pump and then mount it down here on a block. So this is considered a block mounted unloader that takes all the violent vibration off the side of the pump. It's typical that when you have the unloader here, because of the pressure and the wear and tear, those often break. That's going to leave you high and dry on a job. We don't want that to happen to you. So you can see everything's on quick connects. You have the stainless steel coupler right there. And this is a K7 unloader. So it's not one of the VRT3 unloaders, one of the cheap ones. This is a flow sensitive unloader. So when you pull the trigger, you're not gonna have that violent jerk in your hands. We use General pumps. Show you that there. General pump is definitely our top choice for pressure washer pumps. You can get this type of skid with an 8 gallon a minute machine as well. This customer wanted a 5.5. It is key start, electric start. Give you a look at the other side. This does have the recharging system in it. And we do a double ground on all of our machines just to make sure it's not going to give you any electrical issues. This one is going to get picked up today. We got the gun connected to the skid there. Got a nice 1-inch hose here. This is the drain. Nice Schedule 80 PVC ball valve there. We use these clamps from the UK. I'll show you those on other areas of the skid as well. Super high quality. They last long, full stainless. Let's take a look over here. So you have the mixer on the front. Typically you'll see one of our 12-volt pumps on the back side of the stand here, but this one has a P40, so you won't see the pump there. It's going to be on the other side of the skid. So this is the brand new P40. This is the upgraded pump. Show you the back there. This is built way nicer than some of the older ones. This is the gas Softwash system. It's the Honda-based electric start. And then we have the bypass all coiled up here. That's going to help keep the pump cool when you're in the bypass zone. 5/8 Softwash hose here. We use the Water Boss gun. The gun's not connected right now, but we have stainless steel quick connects. This is a stainless steel crimp. And then we have 200 feet of Fierce Jet 1-wire pressure washer hose. So this is the gray non-marking. Really nice stuff. This is featured on every single skid that we build. Got the ball valve swivel down here with the Mossmatic swivel. Of course, all those ends are stainless. See a lot of other guys, they'll use regular zinc coated couplers or brass couplers just because it saves cost. If you're looking for a cheap skid, it's not going to be from us. We're going to build this thing how it should be built. And sometimes that costs a little bit more when you're talking fittings and connections. If you look at all the wiring, everything is 3M heat shrunk down to the lugs. Everything is super high quality. This is all USA stuff. We're not using some of the cheap Chinese stuff. On the Chinese wire, we found that there's a lot of filler material, so it's not 100% copper. And when you're trying to conduct current to wherever it's going, like the reels or the machines, it's important that you have a really good, high quality, marine grade, USA made wire. So that's what we use. I'm sure we could get the cost down if we cut corners on all those areas, but that's not something that I'm really interested in doing. Let's take a look at the bottom here. So this one has 3 100-gallon water tanks, and you can see that it's all tied together. And again, we're using those clamps out of the UK. We use all 100% banjo fittings. It's a really high density, polypropylene. There's some cheaper ones out there. Forget what it's called, but we've seen it. It's really brittle and it breaks really easy, but take a look. It's done really nice. We even have special wrenches that we use to cinch these down and get these a little bit tighter than, say, if somebody was using a pair of pliers. Take a look at the top there. So like I said, 3 100-gallon tanks there for water, and then a 100-gallon tank there for bleach. The water going in has a Hudson float valve, so when the tanks fill up, the water will automatically shut off. These are electric reels, so 2 18s and 2 12s. You see an empty reel there, that's going to be for a future pure water window cleaning hose. Customer's going to install that themselves. All of our stat kits, these are 100% stainless. Any of the reels, whether we're using our own, our expert reels, Kings or Titans, everything's full frame aluminum, stainless steel internals, stainless steel swivels. You see the caps are stainless, swivels are stainless. The way that it should be built. Here's a look at the back of the skid. We call it the back of the skid. It's going to be closest to the cab. All the plumbing is ran in there real nice, like it should. These are watertight seals. So this is a through tank plumbing system. It goes down in through the tank. You don't have all the connections like if you were using a bulkhead. This would go into a barb or some type of connection, and then you would have a connection at the bottom of that. And then those are 2 leak points that, not if they'll break, they'll definitely break. So, been out in the field ourselves, ran trucks for years. And when we built these skids, we wanted to eliminate some of those problems that we commonly see. So that's why we do it like that. This is the EPW box. Full aluminum, made in the USA. We have a maintenance guide here, and then we have a Softwash guide there. You can see the water boss gun. This is not just a water boss gun. This is a 750 special. It's a bit upgraded over the typical water boss guns. Interstate battery. We got the reels protected with a circuit breaker. And take a look there, it says made in the USA. Most people that put these on their skids or they're using circuit breakers, they're all coming out of China. We were actually able to find some really nice ones here out of the US. So that stuff does cost money. When we ran the numbers, they were about double the price, but it's a good solid circuit breaker. And if you're trying to protect the electronics, the electrical components of your skid, you want to make sure you're using good stuff. 7-gallon soap tank. Again, we have through tank plumbing there. And there's a piece of PVC that's schedule 80 with a filter at the bottom. That PVC is not plumbed into the tank. It's just there to keep the hose straight. We've seen a lot of floating filters in our days where the Softwash system is trying to pull liquid and the filter or the hose floats up to the top and then it's pulling air. So all those little things that make things work a little bit better. Again, we found those issues. We've worked really hard to make sure that they don't happen to you guys out in the field. So here's our mixer. These are 1-inch valves. We have the bleach rinse valve system. So what this does, it goes to this valve. This valve will pull either water or bleach, and then it goes into the chem valve here. That's so you can completely rinse out your system. So if you were washing, you would have this on, this off, and then you would have this flipped up to chem. And then when you want to rinse, turn this to water. You can see we have markings there with stickers. Shows if you're on water or chem. And then you're able to, like I said, turn this off, turn this on, and then pull water through that system. Completely rinse it out. You can see the pressure washer feed line right there. We're using really nice Curitech hose. Again, you see those clamps. It's a common theme around our whole skid. They're expensive, but they do work and they don't leak. When you got connections like that or you're using suction hose, the worm drive clamps just don't do it. Here's a closer look at the filter system. That filter has a stainless steel mesh 80 filter in it. All the hardware that we're using is all stainless. We've upgraded to the 316 from the 304. 304 is fine, but the 316 is just a little bit better. And then you see the plate there. That's for a future pure water window cleaning system. And that's why we have an empty hose reel on this as well. So I said I would show you the construction of the skid. If you look at the thickness, you look at my finger, you can see this is all 1/4 inch. The welding's dialed. Nice penetrating welds, not being welded with a cheap welder. And if you look at all the gussets here, we got people that are asking for our schematics. They're trying to copy what we're doing. That's fine. It's going to cost a little bit more. The materials cost a little bit more. The welding machine that we use costs a little bit more. So all this goes into, you know, a nice formula for a skid. I know I was going to show you here. So we have the gusset on the outside. You can see that that's welded on there. And then we're using 1/4 inch round radius square tube down there, and that's welded in as well. So another gusset there. If you look up underneath the shelf, there's supports all the way down. I've seen shelves, they need to be built to hold weight, and I don't always see that. Guys will bolt a bunch of stuff onto their shelves, or it's a bolt together design, or they're using cheap aluminum, thin aluminum. Has to be built to carry the weight. So our skids are. We do lifetime warranty our skids. If there was ever a crack or anything like that, we're going to cover you. All right, appreciate you guys watching the video. This is an interesting build here. We're going to get this also loaded up into a truck today. This is a service body. Give you a quick preview of this one. You'll notice that the tanks are turned sideways. We've also taken those same supports and reversed them. So if you look at the one over there, you see those supports are underneath. On the service body, they're up, because obviously there's going to be the wall of the service body there, which means you can't plumb anything on the sides because it would hit the walls as well. And that's why we have the tanks turned sideways, as well as plumbing on the back. So quick little preview. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you in the next one.